is the Ryan Day Show, presented by Roosters, a fun casual joint, and brought to you statewide by Encova Insurance, the American Dairy Association Mideast, and by Credit Union of Ohio on the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics. Now, along with head coach Ryan Day and former OSU All-American Jim Lachey, here's the voice of the Buckeyes, Paul Keels.
And welcome to our show this week. Ohio State on the heels of a 52-6 win over Akron, preparing to host Western Michigan this coming Saturday. Coach Day, thanks as always for your time. It has to be great as a staff to have one game in the books and also have game film and actual game reps to be able to compare, to work with, and plan for.
Yeah, on to week 2 here. Had a good week of practice. I felt like we had 2 physical days here, Tuesday, Wednesday, and looking forward to getting to meetings here, another hour or so, and get back to work, get back on the field. I feel like our guys, came out of the game, with some things to work on, and there was some good plays. There was some really good snaps of guys being physical and playing really hard in all 3 phases, and then other things that we got to improve on.
Yeah, you want to get more consistency. Every coach wants to do that, especially early on. And, you start that game and get 9 yards on the first run. You're like, okay, we're cooking here, and then incomplete pass on the second down. Third down, you get a little penalty there, a little false start. All of a sudden you're facing a 3rd and 6, and, boom, you're putting and getting away. And then you get a penalty defensively, you got a targeting call on David Stigmanosin, and then, give them some field position. They take advantage. You get a couple first downs, hit their tight ends there out in the flat, and, all of a sudden it's 3-0. You're like, wait a minute, we didn't draw this up this way, but you certainly were able to answer down the field. You put up 10 quick points, and you got another touchdown there before the end of the half. But, you can work and plan and get everything started the way you want, but human nature takes over once you start playing football.
Yeah, that's it. Football, that's football. I think that second play, if you watch it, it had a chance to really go. And,
some openings.
Yeah, but, that's football. You got to play through it all, and I thought we got in a rhythm as the game went on, but certainly want to get to a fast start here on Saturday night.
Is part of it getting guys a chance to play their first game in an Ohio State uniform, or first game in the stadium, first game with specific teammates?
Yeah, that's it. That's behind us now, and so we check that box, and time to get to work and continue to focus on the things that need to get improved. And but it's good. It's good for the backs to get out there and get tackled. It's good for Will to get hit out there, and because you don't really do that in the preseason. So and then the same thing on defense. Some of the guys getting more and more tackling. We did tackle some in the preseason, but that was good. And also to get some depth in there towards the end of the game and see some of those guys on the field.
Coach saying that any bumps and bruises come out of that week 1?
Pretty clean.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of clean, being able to limit a number of penalties had to be a good thing coming out of that too.
Yeah, for me, I still want 0 mistakes, 0 penalties, 0 pre-snap procedures, those type of things. So those are the things that irritate you, and you got to clean up because we want to be really, really clean. So we got no tolerance for that kind of those mistakes. Let's see the pre-snap stuff. If it's an effort thing, Davison first snap, he's all jacked up. Do I think he should have come at him like that late? No. Do I think he should have even been in that situation? No. He's going really, really hard. He's got to be smart. He's got to be disciplined. But it's the procedural stuff that drives you insane. So overall it was okay, but we all can be better.
Coach, be able to put together a 14-play, 70-yard drive. You had to be pleased with that, to put those plays together, have some consistency on that drive and end up in the end zone.
Yeah, and you got to execute and, convert on third downs and, keep the chains moving and, some huddling in there, breaking the huddle, changing some tempo up. And so, we want to do a good job of, controlling the clock and controlling the game when appropriate. So that part of the game of being methodical is going to be part of what we need to do when we want to do it that way. We want to speed up the game. We want to be able to do that as well. So, we always want to be in control, and being in control is getting third down stops and getting first downs on offense.
Will the in-helmet communication and the application of it be an ongoing learning process?
Yeah. There's things that come with it for sure. The communication, learning about, for instance, when you're at home and it gets loud on third down, the ability for Jim to get the call into to our linebacker. It's usually the Mike linebacker, and then him echoing it out when it gets real loud. Or there's just different things that you do learn about that. When you get it inside of 15 seconds, it turns off. But I thought, the communication during the game was solid.
The quarterback can't control, or the Mike linebacker, the volume in his helmet. Is that something on the sidelines where he's got to, give you a thumbs up? Hey, I need to hear it a little bit more. You got to turn that up a little bit. Is that the equipment managers that are in charge of that?
Yeah, that's how it's set. And then we have backup helmets for the guys who are on the list. You get 10 total per game. And so we do 5 on offense, 5 on defense. You can't have 2 in the field at the same time unless it's a kicking situation. If let's say Caleb or Sonny and Cody all were on the list, one of them is allowed to have the earpiece in, and we set that volume early in the game and make sure Kevin and those guys get with the guys who are wearing the green dot, and sometimes it can be too loud in your head, so that there's some things you work through there, but it was all good.
All through spring, all through most of the camp, you had Cody, with the comms in his head, and then you made a decision to go, to hold him out, and then you had Sonny, and he picked that up in a hurry. You got to give him credit, not only, moving from safety to linebacker, but going from Will to Mac, and then all of a sudden now he's calling everything. So that's some big shoes to fill for a 19-year-old.
It is, and coming here early for him was great, and having the the opportunity to go from safety to linebacker, I think gives him kind of a wider view of everything that's going on, and so his football IQ is very, very high. He understands how the coverages work together with the front, because when you're in the box in the position he was playing last year, a lot of times you were playing linebacker, you just were playing it from high to low. Now you're closer to the line of scrimmage, so. But again, to your point, going from safety to linebacker, then going from Will to the Mike was something he did pretty quickly, and I think those are kind of the things that benefit you overall when you understand what you're doing, how to do it, but now you understand why you're doing it. That's going to pay off down the road for Sonny. I mean, he works hard. He's one of those guys that is in here in the building, working at it, asking questions, spending extra time, and that's what we need to do if we want to be, in a situation to reach our goals this season across the board.
You mentioned playing a lot of depth. Linebacker position, the number of guys that played, was that an area where the abundance of plays and reps and production was at a high level?
Yeah, and those plays matter. You've heard me talk about that this week. Like we're pushing these guys. It doesn't matter what the score is. Nobody cares what the score is. It's all about the process. And so, we'll figure out the results later. And so, we're pushing those guys, and the coaches and everybody, and even I think one of the on Gabe's interception, you saw the whole sideline explode. I mean, that's what we want. We want these guys putting pressure on the opponent nonstop. Doesn't matter what the score is.
Coach, now that you're not calling plays, you have more time to maybe talk to other people. Talk to different units, things like that when they come off the field. And I've seen a couple times after talk to officials a little bit more than maybe you normally would, and especially after that Emeka's catch. I couldn't quite understand it. It looked like he secured the football. It looked like he had the hand down in bounds. I'm thinking, okay, we saw the replay up in the booth. I'm like, well, that should be a touchdown. They should overturn that. And I was surprised they did, that they didn't overturn. What did you hear from their ruling on that?
Yeah, I guess they felt the ball was moving when he came down. But I agree. I thought it was a heck of a play, and he got a hand in, and I thought he secured it. It was a heck of a catch. But no, having an opportunity to really have your eyes off the call sheet and kind of up and just seeing it all is different. More involved with special teams. More involved just, with everybody across the board, looking guys in the eye, getting a feel for how guys are, and making sure the substitution patterns are clean in both or all 3 phases. Having an opportunity to grab the tablet in between and kind of look at things in all 3 phases. So, and then just getting your thoughts together in terms of game management, eyes on the clock. If it's inside of 15 seconds, I think, again, the coordinators need to know when that thing's about to shut off, and then it needs to go to signaling, where you are in the game, down in distance, those type of things. Just involved with the management of the game overall.
If you have a question for Coach Day, you can submit it to our Union Home Mortgage inbox at OhioStateBuckeyes.com and click on Ryan Day Show inbox. Union Home Mortgage, the official home lending sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Learn about their 1% down payment program at UHM.com. An equal housing lender, NMLS number 2229. Also, The Foundation is operating a 50-50 raffle at each Ohio State home football game this season, with proceeds supporting community-based NIL opportunities and The Foundation charities. For more information on how you can participate, visit OSU5050.com. Saturday, Ohio State will host Western Michigan. We'll be on the air with the AEP Energy Buckeye pregame show beginning at 6 p.m. More of today's show presented by Roosters coming up on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, this is Paul Keels. This Buckeye season, don't let a broken windshield ruin your game plan. Safelite Auto Glass makes it easy to get your windshield fixed with their mobile glass shops all over Central Ohio. They can come to you anywhere, giving Buckeye fans more time for game time. OH? Man, I love that. Schedule at safelight.com. Safelight Auto Glass is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Safelight Repair, Safelight Replace.
Hey, Ohio State fans, it takes a lot of energy to root for the Buckeyes. That's why Burger King is going to get your team going with the $20 Buckeye Blitz Bundle. This OSU fan exclusive has a delicious lineup that includes 2 Whopper sandwiches, 1 cheeseburger, 3 small fries, and 3 small drinks. Get over to your local BK and get fueled up for game day. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Cheers to a great day and this ice-cold Corona.
You know what would make this day even better? My grandma's carne asada.
Or your grandma here with us, making carne asada.
She does love a cold Corona.
Throw in some dancing.
We can watch the game.
I'll drink to that.
So a backyard concert with football, food, dancing, and Corona?
And your grandma.
Or we could keep it simple.
Simple is good. Want a Corona?
Thanks. Salud to the perfect day.
Corona, la vida más fina. Get your Corona at ordercorona.com. Relax responsibly. Corona Extra Beer, imported by Crown Import, Chicago, Illinois.
It is time to square off against overpriced family dinners with Donato's all-new bakery crust pizza. A square-cut, thicker bakery-style crust with smoked provolone cheese and Donato's fresh toppings, plus your choice of marinara, ranch, or garlic sauce for dipping. The crust is thicker, but the deal is the kicker. Right now, you can get 2 one-topping bakery crust pizzas for just $19.99. It's a whole lot of pizza for not a lot of dough. Order with the app or at Donatos.com.
Hey there, Buckeye fans. Coach Day here. When you're getting ready for game day, make sure you start with the Kroger app. The app gives you easy access to weekly sales and personalized coupons, and you can earn fuel points too. And best of all, when you shop with the app, you'll enjoy the same low prices you'd find in-store. So check out the app and save while you're cheering us on to another great season. Kroger, fresh for everyone, and go Buckeyes.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 2 trips to a Buckeye playoff game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Buckeye football lives here. The Fan. This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Join Coach Ryan Day and experts from across Buckeye Nation to preview every matchup and break down each week's game. Game Time with Ryan Day, presented by Huntington, airs Saturday mornings at 9 on 10 TV in Columbus and statewide on Valley Sports Ohio. Time for our 2 Deep Report, presented by Elk & Elk. Injury lawyers dedicated to every client every day. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. Coach, it has to be a benefit when you play a lot of players like you did Saturday, just to get guys not only to, like the old horse racing term, break their maiden, but get them excited about practice the following week.
Yeah, and I saw that this week for sure. We saw that this week. I thought that the scout teams on both sides of the ball had an energy to them. And our coaches are meeting with the scout team guys to make sure we watch the film, to make sure that these guys are going hard. And it's all about your approach, for some of those guys who maybe, are in backup roles. We're going to need them down the road. And so, but in order to practice, we do have opportunities. We go good on good, 1s versus 2s, 2s versus 1s, also scouting. So it changes, but we still want guys to go hard, because every time you take a play, it's an opportunity to get better. And it's all about your approach and your perspective. If you look at it that way, then you can get better. And, one guy in particular that I thought stood out the last week and even this week is Edric Houston. He was coming down to the scout team. He was going down with Larry, kind of back and forth. And, he's got an opportunity to go against Josh Simmons every day, or Josh Fryer, when he has this opportunity. And he was going really, really hard. And then now, all of a sudden, he finds himself in a game and he's making plays on the field. And that's what we're looking for, that attitude of like, hey, I'm going to take, no matter what the rep is, I'm going to take advantage of it. And it makes a difference when they see themselves on the field.
Opposing tackles will probably have a nightmare getting ready for those 6 defensive ends that you have, because you have to get ready for them all, because Larry's going to roll them in, and they've all had production. Jack got a couple tackles in there, many hits on the quarterback. JT was able to be effective too, get a sack and a half. Caden Curry, forced a fumble there. Lathan picked it up on the scoop and score. Kenyatta, he went in there, got 3 tackles and a sack. And you talked about Houston. He had 2 pass broken ups, just by being at the right place and hustling. And boom, the ball hits him in the head, and Gabe takes it to the end zone.
That's right. We want to be dominant in every game. If you were talking about the keys to almost every game, we go through offense, defense, and special teams. We go through what are the keys to this game, and almost every week it's you got to dominate the line of scrimmage. You have to dominate the line of scrimmage. Have to dominate the line of scrimmage. And when we can do that like we did on Saturday, just to start, bigger challenges are ahead and all that. But that's what we want. And also it's the effort in running to the ball. There was one play in particular where Tyleek, replaced on a screen, and it was as good as I've seen. Where he retraced and ran to the ball, made a play. I thought Jack and JT got after the quarterback, even on the ones that maybe didn't get sacks on. Right. They got some good hits on the quarterback, clean, smart, disciplined. You can be out of control when you do it too, and take a shot late or things like this. So overall, a job well done, but we got a long way to go and bigger challenges ahead.
It's part of the successful challenge, too, from the defensive standpoint, with a week one opponent not always being 100% sure of what they're going to do, especially given their quarterback situation, and then just being able to react to that.
Yeah, a good example of that was Saturday with the two quarterback system. That's a very unique situation, especially when you're in man-to-man. There can be some different things schematically that can catch you off guard, but ultimately, all those things, come down to, defeating blocks, because, the scheme doesn't matter when you're defeating blocks. But that being said, there were some new things that was good to get on film so our guys are aware of it in case something like that ever came up again.
Did you try to prepare for that two quarterback? Joe Moorhead throwing some different wrinkles at you, and then you saw it especially on fourth down. They were 2 or 3 on fourth down conversions. And hey, when you're Akron playing Ohio State, what do you got to lose, right? I mean, you might as well go for it on fourth down and see if you can, get something. They had some success, being able to get their, underneath the quarterback a little bit and, get everybody to freeze and then, dart out and, they were hit a tight end for a first down. But that's, again, you can prepare a little bit, but I don't know if you can prepare for all that stuff that you saw.
Well, you prepare for the unexpected, which is, easier said than done. And a couple of those were, well designed and creative, and we were able to kind of get it on the ground and move on and get the stops, because guys there's some good coaches out there. Joe's a good coach. I mean, the idea of lining them up under center and then motion them out and cracking Lathan on that was well designed, and so you got to get on the sideline, you got to draw it up and make sure it doesn't happen again. But when those plays like that happen, you got to get it on the ground and get them back to first down and get your stop on the next series.
On the subject of defense, we'll start with our Union Home Mortgage inbox questions. Michael in Whitehall, even though they played great, what would you like to see the defense improve on going into this week's game?
Improving everything they do. We want to get. When you get a lot of 3 and outs, boy, you put pressure on the other team, and so, our guys always, that's their goal when they get out there. But, there's, if you had Jim Knowles who's got a list, 3 pages long of things we got to improve on. And, we do in all 3 phases. So, we want to continue to play really, really hard, and we also want to execute at a high level. But to say, there's 1 or 2 things that, our focus is, no, it's across the board. I mean, we got a long way to go on this thing, and that was just a start.
You saw some guys step up at linebacker play with Cody being out. We talked about Sonny moving over to Mike. CJ in there. Arvell Reese got an opportunity to go in there, and I thought he really ran sideline to sideline. And that's a lot of people that maybe fans don't, really know him, but we've known him because I've seen him out there in practice, out of Glenville. And, there's talk that he might even move down to play some defensive end too, even during the spring. But he seemed to settle in that position at linebacker and played at a high level his first game.
Yeah, he last year we did have him for about 3 or 4 weeks at the defensive end position because you've seen his size. I mean, he's, he can do a lot of things for us. And I feel like, last week, he kind of had a breakthrough. I forget if it was Tuesday or Wednesday, and really put a bunch of work in here. Got in here early. I think he was in the building at like 6:30, putting extra work in to make sure he was ready to go. And then, but to play hard and go 4 to 6A to B +2, that's on film. When you see him running through contact, some guys, they're looking for contact or they're not looking for contact. Arvell Reese is looking for it, and there was a couple plays in particular where he was accelerating and running people down, and that's it. And so, as coaches, we'll own the mistakes. We got to do a good job of making sure these guys are prepared. But when we can get the effort like that, then we got something to work with.
Can you describe on the sideline what the feeling is like, not only when the defense gets turnovers, but when the defense gets scores, and how that filters through the whole team?
Yeah, it's big. It's like stealing a possession when that happens. The turnover in and of itself is huge, but when all of a sudden it turns into a touchdown, not only are you winning the turnover battle, but now you're stealing an entire possession from them. And, the statistics on that are, through the roof. When you get one of them, forget 2.
Coach, you talked about penalties. One penalty was having a double jersey. He had 2, I think, 22s out there. How do you combat that? I mean, it's easy.
That
Everybody
was them. That wasn't us.
Oh, wasn't you?
No, trust me, that wasn't us. No.
Oh, okay. They identified you guys.
No, it wasn't us.
Okay.
No.
All right.
No.
Well,
no, that wasn't us.
Glad we got that straightened out.
No. I don't think we have 222s.
Be sure to check out the Buckeye Game Day Concert Series presented by the Buckeye Cruise for Cancer before every home game this season outside of St. John Arena in Buckeye Fan Fest. Each week features a different artist on stage 2 hours before kickoff. Get on board and book your cruise today. Visit BuckeyeCruise.com. Go Bucks and beat cancer. We'll have more when we continue on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, Buckeye fans. Union Home Mortgage's 1% down payment program is like kicking an extra point or scoring a 2-point conversion. You put 1% down, and Union Home Mortgage will kick in up to 2% on the house. Visit UHM.com or call 877-846-4968 today. Union Home Mortgage Corp is an equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS number 2229. UHM will contribute up to 2% down, no greater than $2,500 towards a 3% down payment. Home buyers responsible for the remainder of the down payment. This offer is available for the purchase of a primary residence only. For full terms and conditions, visit UHM.com.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, 2-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance and their local independent agents are prepared for what's next and protect what matters most to you. Whether that's your home, car, business, or family, Encova's got your back with a policy that fits you perfectly. With local independent agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova's playbook is an easy win for your peace of mind. You can trust their team of agents to develop a strategy that's just right for you. And it's not just X's and O's. Your expert agent will guide you and provide insurance solutions so you can confidently manage your risk and count on a financially secure future. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you. Encova is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks!
AEP Energy wants to know if you're ready to say goodbye to higher rates and hello to savings. Get your energy costs under control by locking in a fixed rate for your electricity supply. You'll lower your bills and get price protection from rising rates. Take control and lock in a low fixed rate. Visit aepenergy.com/OSU to get started. AEP Energy, the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. AEP Energy is a competitive retail electrical and natural gas service provider and affiliate of Ohio Power Company, AEP Ohio. AEP Energy is not soliciting on behalf of and is not an agent of AEP Ohio.
When you're here, you understand what it means to be a Buckeye. And at Elk & Elk, we're proud to wear scarlet and gray every Saturday. Every client, every day, means if you're ever injured, we're proud to stand with you in court. And when you're here at the shoe, we're proud to stand with you and cheer on the Buckeyes.
Whether we're here at the big game or in court, we are committed to you.
Elk & Elk, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
At Ohio State, we are the never afraid to innovate teams, the agile, get it done teams, the achieve more together teams, and the improve people's lives teams. Together, we are the Ohio State University.
Learn more about Ohio State at osu.edu/impact.
The Fan. Ohio sports destination. You're listening to the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Welcome back to our show this week as Ohio State gets ready to host Western Michigan. Time for our Inside Access with Kroger. Kroger Pickup is the easy way to get what you want right when you need it. Try Kroger Pickup today on the Kroger app or at Kroger.com. And from an Inside Access standpoint, what was it like communicating during a game with Chip Kelly once again?
Yeah, great. I thought he got the calls in early and had a good thought process on what he wanted to get done, and so overall, good start, but yeah, a little bit different with everything. Just the operation of it all. Him being in the box, got the tablets, got the coach-to-player communication, all that, and but overall, I thought that that stuff was clean.
Coach, how many check with me's did you have in this ball game? Where the quarterback went up, identified, and decided to go with it.
Yeah, probably in this game, probably had probably 10 in the game. 10, maybe 12, not calls, but like, of the 60 some odd plays we had, there was probably about 12 in there. A couple of them, just once you get the look, let it go. But other ones, if you get something, he gets out of it. I can remember, a few in particular, but he has the decision he has the the option to make the decision pre-snap, or he has to make decisions post-snap, and that's a big part of being the quarterback here. I mean, very rarely do we take a ball and just hand it to the running back here.
Right.
There's either something that's going to be checked pre-snap, or we're reading somebody post-snap, and that's a big part of the way that Chip really likes to do it.
And probably more early in the game, right? Once you're identifying what the defense is trying to do, after you see it a series or two, then you're like, oh, you got an idea, like, hey, we're going to go to this or go to that, because you've seen some stuff on tape already. But probably you have more of that, I would say, in the first quarter than you would in the second half.
Yeah, and sometimes, like you're saying, like, you don't know exactly what's going to happen early in the game, so you want to keep yourself out of a bad play. Right. Then there's other times where you want to check it to give yourself the best leverage on a play in a run game. And so, some of those come into play, whether you're trying to direct a run one way or the other, or like you're saying, early in the game, make sure you're not running a bad play into a bad look.
Even though he's played a lot of football previous to last Saturday, what was it like after the fact for Will Howard playing in his first game as a Buckeye?
I think it was a good start, and a couple of nice throws in the red zone, a couple of good scrambles in there, a couple of plays he certainly wants to back, but it was a start, and now when he gets in there Saturday night, it's no longer is it new to him. He can get in there and for the offense, and just the whole operation of being at the golf course on a Friday night, all those different things that you go through for the first time, and so hopefully the game will continue to slow down for him.
Some of the comments from Will, from Caleb, from Seth, first time playing in Ohio State, they're like, wow, this is amazing. I think Quinshon said, I've never seen this much scarlet in one place before. So just that feeling, you can talk about it, you can prepare for it, but until you actually do it, you run through the smoke, you get out there in the field, come down the tunnel, it's a different feeling.
It is, and that's the reward for all the hard work you put in, and that's why you work so hard during the week to make sure practice is harder than the game, so that when you get in the stadium, you get to enjoy that. And so, I'm really want our guys to get in there and play really, really hard and have fun, and fun is winning. Fun is having success. Fun is executing. And, that just works, hand in hand with the crowd, and, looking to have a really electric crowd here on Saturday night, and a bunch of people, in that stadium getting after it with us. And, and our guys are going to be excited to get back out there.
Did you like your Friday pregame, what you did, went to the hotel, and then Saturday coming over on the buses and, walking out in the sweats, things like that, all that worked the way you wanted it?
Yeah, I think so. We talked about it as a staff, and, the Blackwell is great. It has been unbelievable for us, but it, not being right there on campus, it's just a little bit more or less of a distraction. We're just a little bit more quiet. We're kind of by ourselves a little bit. And I think that helped us, and hopefully it will continue to move forward. We get a chance to now, through the bus, drive through campus. We actually went down, towards all the Greeks, kind of going through in the morning.
15th,
and kind of went through campus a little bit, which was neat. Our guys get a chance to see what game day is like as you're driving through campus, and as people are getting ready for the game. So that was a unique experience that we hadn't experienced before. I hadn't experienced that before, because it's always been right at the Blackwell. So to see it all, that was unique. And then to get dropped off, right there in front of St. John's and walk through, and I think it's good. And the whole deal with the sweatsuits and all that is just one less thing for our guys to worry about. Right. I don't want them to have to worry about ties and what they're wearing and all these different things. Just here's Kevin Reese will get you your sweatsuit, make sure everyone's zipped up and looking the same. We want to look exactly the same across the board and be a team, but it's also one less thing I don't need these guys to worry about. I want them to worry about playing really, really fast and violent on Saturday night.
Speaking of playing fast and violent, it certainly seems as though your running backs did.
Yeah. Good start. There's certain things in a run game that we need to just time up better and phase out better, but there were some good runs in there, but we certainly want better.
You got to play four guys too. Quinshon, Trey, got a majority of the rest, but then you got James Peoples in there, and I thought he did some good things. And at the end, you got Sam Williams-Dixon. All those guys had an opportunity to get their feet wet, and that's going to be important down the road.
Yeah, the number one thing is to take care of the football for those guys, and they've got to take care of the football. We did have one kind of pop out at the end of the play.
The bobble.
Not good. So, that's the number one job of the running backs. And then from there, it's protection. And, I thought Travion took a step, with a blitz pickup. And, talk to our guys, like, you're playing your opponent, but you're also playing opponents down the road. What you're putting on film is critical. And, if you're going to stand in the pocket in the blitz protection and get run over, guess what? You're asking for it again. And that's in all phases. But when you show up like that, you demand some respect, and he put that on film, and that was well done. And so, that's what we expect out of the running backs: hard play, taking care of the football. When we run the ball, we got to get 4 yards. The rest of it, that's up to you. You got to go play football, but we need 4 yards when we run the ball, and then we need to be stout in protection.
Speaking of protecting the football, Jeremiah Smith, once he gets it in his hands, he seems to not only do a great job of protecting, but a great job of being where he's supposed to be.
Yeah, no, he's mature for his age, and is working really hard, putting another good week of practice in, hard physical practice. And I think the thing that, as you watch him more and more, that'll just kind of catch you is just how big he is and how strong and powerful he is, because he is skilled and all those things. But this is somebody who, for a freshman is very, very, physically mature. And that size makes a difference. You can see that even just down in the red zone and, bodying up guys. I thought the throw and the catch on the slant, down, and the closed end there, the throw and catch was off the charts. But having a big target like that makes a difference. And so if he keeps working the way that he has in practice, then you're going to keep seeing that same stuff on Saturdays.
You got him listed as 6'3", 215. Is he 215?
Yeah, I mean, he's right there. Wow. Yeah, he's right there, and he's got great length. Yeah.
And then Carnell Tate, I thought he really stepped up. That curl route inside, and able to run through the traffic and get in the end zone. That's a huge play for him.
Yeah, we have different styles of wide receivers. I feel like in that room, you see somebody like Mecca, and then you have Carnell, Jeremiah, Brandon Ennis, Bryson Rogers. They're kind of different styles of receiver, and I think Carnell has very good length. He also runs really clean routes in and out of breaks. He's got good hands. This is another guy who's very conscientious. He puts a lot of work in. And great to see, the run after the catch. And, as some guys, when they catch the ball in practice, are catching it, putting it away, and looking to score. Other guys are just catching it and just, they're kind of protecting it, and, they don't really accelerate. He's worked on that. So when he catches that ball and he accelerates in for a touchdown, that's because of all the work he's put in practice. And, I'd say, for the majority of this preseason, our receivers are catching the ball, looking to run after the catch. I think another part of that is just the throw and the timing. As a quarterback, when you come out of a break and that ball is right there on time, now the ball can be secured, and now I can start to, nose up some defenders and get down the field. So I thought the timing and accuracy of that throw was good as well.
You mentioned the red zone. With having the threat of a running quarterback, or quarterbacks, plural, could you see even Saturday how that kind of presented some possibilities there?
Yeah, and I think that's going to only increase and improve, because when you have the ability to for the quarterback to keep the ball or the quarterback to run the ball, it changes the numbers, it changes the angles, it changes how a defense looks at you, and that's gonna lead to explosive plays down the field, because you got to consider all that. And so we'll see how it all shakes out, but it is certainly an option that makes us different on offense than maybe the last couple of years.
Coach, I saw you had the bench shades covering your benches. Obviously, on a hot day like that, you want a little shade down there. Will you use those at night?
Yeah, I don't think we'll use those at night. No, but it does give you a little bit of shelter just from a couple things that are go on from the press box and things like that. So I actually haven't talked to Kevin about whether whether we need to use them, but. The biggest thing there was just to keep the guys out of the sun, and it just keeps the heat right off your back there, and you can shoot the mist in there just to keep our guys from cramping and those type of things. But that whole week of practice was a grind, and I thought we did a good job of working through that week of practice, but also hydrating and making sure that there was no cramping on Saturdays, because you watch some games here, you see guys cramp up. Well, that's a part of your preparation, and that starts in midweek. You can't just do it the night before.
Thanks for covering our Union Home Mortgage Inbox questions, Jim. That was from James in Grandview about that subject.
Well, thanks.
Is that your son?
No.
Buckeye fans, this season, Roosters is giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences, including tickets, sideline passes, Buckeye trips, and more. 3 drawings, 12 prizes. Register today and every day at roosterswings.com. Roosters, a fun, casual joint. We'll have more when we continue on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Hello, I'm Ross Bjork, Senior Vice President and Eugene Smith Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletics Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donato's, Kroger, The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, Huntington, and 10 TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in our great state through the Buckeyes Care Initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag BuckeyesCare.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offers a variety of options and pricing that will meet your needs. For more information, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com and book your tour of Ohio Stadium today.
What do football and finances have in common? The team you play with makes a big difference. Credit Union of Ohio is your financial team to help you save and spend like a winner. Whether you're looking to make a big purchase or find ways to build up your savings, you'll always work with a team player at Credit Union of Ohio. Navigate your next big money play easily through Credit Union of Ohio's website at cuofohio.org. That's cuofohio.org. NCUA insured, equal housing lender.
Hey there, Buckeye fans. Coach Day here. When you're getting ready for game day, make sure you start with the Kroger app. The app gives you easy access to weekly sales and personalized coupons, and you can earn fuel points too. And best of all, when you shop with the app, you'll enjoy the same low prices you'd find in-store. So check out the app and save while you're cheering us on to another great season. Kroger, fresh for everyone, and go Buckeyes.
When it comes to your cancer diagnosis, the choice for your care is clear.
And when you choose the James at Ohio State,
you're opting for care from a highly specialized team dedicated to treating one type of cancer, yours.
A team that studies the unique makeup of your disease to develop a personalized treatment plan.
You're choosing our region's only comprehensive cancer center designated by the National Cancer Institute.
For your cancer care, the choice is clear. The James at Ohio State.
Your home for Ohio State athletics, The Fan. This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
Buckeye fans, power up and carbon down with AEP Energy and Eco Advantage. Their 100% renewable energy plan for your home or business. Visit aepenergy.com/OSU to get started. AEP Energy, the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Welcome back to our show this week as the Buckeyes get ready to host Western Michigan. Speaking of energy, there certainly seemed to be quite a bit of that in the punt return game, Coach.
Yeah, we've been working hard at it. Brandon gives us, the ability to make some guys miss, and he also is a good decision maker, and we need him to continue to be a good decision maker because when you get a punt that bounces on the turf, it can really take off. I mean, it can cost you almost 20 yards, and we've seen that before. And we did a study on that in the offseason, just across the conference and across the country, of when it lands on a turf field, what can happen. And so we've really challenged our guys to be aggressive about fielding the punts. That's the first thing. The second thing is we put a lot of time into the return part, into the the punt block, all those types of things, and we put a good group out there, and we're going to continue to work on that. And when you can, I remember one play in particular where it was about to bounce, he kind of grabbed it, returned it back, I think maybe 20 yards. Well, that was almost a 40-yard swing right there, and that's a big deal when you're starting to get that ball up towards the 30, 40-yard line and not inside your 10-yard line. So I think our guys did a nice job in the first 10 seconds of the play. The thing is, we usually say a play is about 4 to 6 seconds. On punt return, if we have a return going, it's 14 to 16 seconds. And so our guys, now that they see it on film, believe, because we were only a couple blocks away, and so it's a long play, and you got to buckle up for it, but you got to be willing to play harder than your opponent. So they got it on film, they saw it on film. I think they believe in Brandon. We all believe in Brandon, and that's going to help this season.
Now, is that something he did in high school, or did he volunteer for that role? Hey, I want to be the punt returner, get an opportunity to get out there in the field and make some plays, because I thought he caught them all very clean, which is not always easy to do. And
no.
Last one he fair caught, but I think that was probably coming from the bench. Hey, fair catch, we're going to take it in and get out of here.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
I mean, it's a smart move there, but he just looked like that was a natural gift for him, that he's able to catch that and, again, turn it upfield, find the open lane, and I mean, the key is, you got to make that first guy miss, whoever it is. And, it didn't even seem like he had to do that too often.
No, and he has a playmaking ability. You can see his short area quickness. And I think, one of the things for him is that, he did a lot of stuff growing up. But, for almost a whole year, his junior year, I believe it was, he played quarterback. And, he's one of the top receivers in the country. And he embraced it. Like, he never complained about it. He just embraced it. And, for all, those high school players out there who are maybe playing out of position or whatever, like he took a situation that, maybe he didn't want, but he embraced it. And now, to see him return those punts, make great decisions, those type of, just football intelligence, ball skills, all those things, like that paid off for him. And it will continue to be because he's a heck of a football player. And so, he took a situation that wasn't great and turned it into something that now he's benefiting from.
Speaking of punting, what'd you think of Joe McGuire with how he handled it?
Yeah, good start. The numbers were good. I think we averaged around 43. I thought the coverage was good. The hang time, we're looking for over 4.0 hang time and, anywhere from 40 to 44 yards. If it goes over that, we need more closer to like 5.0 hang time. And so I think we were right in that area. Some things we need to clean up just on the punt team in general. But I thought the coverage was solid and decent start.
Yeah, great snaps too. And then Jaden Fielding went in there and perfect on the PAT, 7 for 7 on that. I like his kickoffs, touchbacks. I remember at Rose Bowl a couple years ago, we struggled to get a ball deep in the end zone, and they returned it up the field. So that was good to see that each one of those kicks were 8 or 9 yards deep into the end zone.
Yeah, and then our guys, I thought we got down the field fast. I think our average on the kickoff was 20.8 miles an hour for the entire group, and that's rolling. And I thought guys, they were working to get down the field, even when they know that the ball's probably going to go into the end zone. You're seeing guys bust their tail, and then even later in the game, it was maybe guys who were 2s and 3s, backups. It was the same thing. I mean, they were running down, and so if you want to get an idea of what kind of team you have, watch the coverage team. Watch the coverage units, watch their special teams, watch how they're running down on kickoff, watch how they're covering on the punt team, and so. We want to send a message. We want guys to be running down on kickoff and covering at a high level, and so I thought we got that done, and now we got to keep building on it.
From our Union Home Mortgage inbox list of questions, Tyler in Fostoria asking, what are the benefits or challenges of having a player on your team who transferred from an opponent or vice versa, playing a team with a player that transferred from your team?
Yeah, I mean, schematically you change year in and year out, and now with the comms, it's a little bit different. I think when you bring somebody in, it's an opportunity to get an idea from them. Hey, what are some things that you're seeing that that you like about our program? What are some things that maybe when you were at your last place that you liked? And I do that a lot. I ask those guys. I ask Caleb. I ask Quinshawn. I ask all the guys. Hey man, what do you think of this? Even when you bring a coach in from another program, it's very similar that way. What do you see in here? How did you do it any different? Bringing like Chip in. What have you done the last few years? To adjust to this. And Coach Locke gives us all these different guys. And so whether it's players or coaches, it's a great reference point and perspective. And a lot of times it's just ways to enhance what we're doing. But we're always trying to take good ideas. But in terms of the X's and O's of it all, you kind of you update every year because that's something like that's going to happen. And just like in the NFL, it's very similar.
Western Michigan has 7 players from the state of Ohio. A lot of starters back, mostly on the defensive side of the football. And Lance Taylor's in his second year. Trying to get this thing all worked out for him. 4-8 to start his first year. Started off with that loss, obviously, to Wisconsin, but he's a guy that's been around and been a quality coach. Played at Alabama, so he's been with some good programs.
Yeah, he knows good football, and he is a good coach. And I thought they played Wisconsin very, very good, very well. I thought that on defense they did a nice job of not giving up explosive plays. I thought, they tried to control the ball on offense. And, so this is a good team. They're powerful, they're stout, and got good athletes on the perimeter. And, they have our guys' attention for sure because when you watch a team play a Big Ten opponent, you know what you're looking at. So, we've had a good week of preparation, and we know these guys are going to be a good team.
Coach, as always, thanks for your time. We appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing your team out there Saturday night.
See you guys Saturday.
Union Home Mortgage is the official home lending sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Learn about their 1% down payment program at UHM.com, an equal housing lender, NMLS number 2229. We'll talk with Linebackers coach James Laurinaitis next when we continue with our weekly show presented by Roosters on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
They're trained. They're prepared. Let's do it. They're Ohio's undefeated plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling team. And they're here to tackle your problems. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, two-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance and their local independent agents are prepared for what's next and protect what matters most to you. Whether that's your home, car, business, or family, Encova's got your back with a policy that fits you perfectly. With local independent agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova's playbook is an easy win for your peace of mind. You can trust their team of agents to develop a strategy that's just right for you. And it's not just X's and O's. Your expert agent will guide you and provide insurance solutions so you can confidently manage your risk and count on a financially secure future. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you. Encova is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks!
Hey, Ohio State fans, it takes a lot of energy to root for the Buckeyes. That's why Burger King is going to get your team going with the $20 Buckeye Blitz Bundle. This OSU fan exclusive has a delicious lineup that includes 2 Whopper sandwiches, 1 cheeseburger, 3 small fries, and 3 small drinks. Get over to your local BK and get fueled up for game day. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
AEP Energy wants to know if you're ready to say goodbye to higher rates and hello to savings. Get your energy costs under control by locking in a fixed rate for your electricity supply. You'll lower your bills and get price protection from rising rates. Take control and lock in a low fixed rate. Visit aepenergy.com/OSU to get started. AEP Energy, the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. AEP Energy is a competitive retail electrical and natural gas service provider and affiliate of Ohio Power Company, AEP Ohio. AEP Energy is not soliciting on behalf of and is not an agent of AEP Ohio.
Hey, Buckeye fans! As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 2 trips to a Buckeye playoff game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offers a variety of options and pricing that will meet your needs. For more information, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com and book your tour of Ohio Stadium today.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Buckeyes are known for paying it forward. That's why Buckeye Scare strives to serve the betterment of our community by positively impacting families across Ohio. Joint partners American Electric Power, Donato's, Kroger, the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the James Cancer Hospital, Huntington Bank, and WBNS TV in Columbus, and supporting this cause at ohiostatebuckeyes.com/BuckeyesCare. And welcome back to this week's show as Ohio State gets ready for Western Michigan. It is our pleasure to have with us linebackers coach and a guy that knows how to handle a microphone, James Laurinaitis. Thank you for your time. You had to love the way your guys produced last week.
Yeah, I was proud of the way the room responded. You know, Sonny having never played linebacker, his first real game. And the night before, Keels, I told him, I said, you know, hey, here's the narrative so far publicly, right, of each one of you guys. And you have a chance every day, Coach Day says it, you have a chance to prove somebody right or prove somebody wrong. And so I think the whole idea was, here's what's being said, you know, and for Sonny was like, hey, can he hold up for a full game at linebacker? And his ability to go from Will to Mike to understand the whole scheme, I think playing safety has helped him, you know, see it from the top down, and then C.J. Hicks and seeing his ability to blitz and kind of go in that respect. And then I was really proud of Arvell Reese. Arvell Reese, to be completely honest, like early in the week, had a bad Monday, rebounded, had a really good Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, built up, and I thought played really hard. So proud of the room, and hopefully we get our Block O guy back this week.
Yeah, get Cody Simon back in there. Hopefully that will be the case. And you got some young guys made some plays too. Obviously Gabe Powers, not a young guy, he's been around a little bit, but he was able to step up in the heat of the moment. I saw Peyton Pierce out there running around a little bit. That again, first game to get out there in the field. You got I think 9 or 14 true freshmen played in this ball game. That was pretty impressive, and for those guys to get out there and make plays, also.
Yeah. Well, I've always told them, I said, guys, your snaps are going to be dependent on how the week of preparation goes. I think with this long season, which is funny because when I was on the radio, I always used to complain about guys rotating linebackers, right? Because I always felt as a player, you wanted to have a routine, or you wanted to really get a feel for the game. Yeah. You go out there one series and a team might just be in their first 15 script, and then you don't see their bread and butter until later. And so if you're not out there feeling it, like, hey, well, on film I thought their power is going to be blocked this way, and the next thing you know, you get out there and they're not blocked that way. Yeah. Well, if you're a rotating guy and you're in the second half, well, I never saw that play the first time in the first half, right? It's different. So I always like to kind of feel, how's the running back going to hit? I knew Javon Ringer at Michigan State was always going to cut back to the A-gap so I could play with the guard and pop back in the A-gap. Well, if I'm not feeling that in the first half, you go in the first time in the second half, you know what I mean? It takes you longer to feel it. So, however, as a coach, you're like, I got to keep these guys healthy. It's a long run that hopefully we're about to go on. So if they've earned the right to play during the week, they'll play on Saturdays.
Well, we're glad to hear you reference your on-the-air work, and glad it had a good memory with you.
I do like being on the radio.
Going from week one and the complications of what could be unknown with an opponent, now to week two, what's the less complicated?
I think it's still less complicated, but I think you're dealing with an offensive coordinator and you're trying to figure out, okay, what is his flavor versus what Coach Taylor likes to run, and kind of what's the bread and butter. What do they want to be? Is this their true? You look at what they did against Wisconsin, and you see the tendencies, and you're like, okay, it's one game though. You know what I mean? If one player gets the ball 100% of the time, I guarantee they're watching that same film, and guess what? He's not getting the ball the first play. You know what I mean? So it's there are certain things that you can kind of build on. As you watch them, you can kind of peek at some old film of where Walt Bell has been before. But at the end of the day, when you're in these games early on, I think it's more important to know what are we doing, and then can you play really, really hard. 4 to 6, A to B +2. If you know what you're doing and you trust your training, new stuff comes out at you. Hey, what happens when they run a new play or a tendency breaker? You trust your training. You trust your technique. If you're a quarter flat player, you play quarter flat. Your eyes are on number 2, you go play that technique. So it's all about trusting your training when you see kind of unscouted plays. So,
Walt Bell at Indiana prior, do you spend some time watching some of the Indiana stuff?
You do, and obviously having Coach Guerreri here helps because you can kind of have an insight to maybe when was he calling it, when was he, all those kind of things, and so you try to kind of peel back. You go back to 2 years ago, when he was calling it, when you played against Indiana, some of those clips, and because there's similar themes. The more you watch through the week, you'll see similar plays show up. And I think what's ironic is, like, in certain situational football, there's certain plays that kind of show up, whether it was Walt Bell or whether it was Coach Taylor, whoever it was, you kind of find those certain plays and you start to kind of marry them up and be like, okay, well, when you get into those situations, those things show up. And so you kind of always try to be ready and cover a whole lot.
What's the immersion been like with Coach Knowles and the other defensive coaches?
Well, it's been great. I played for Coach Walton with the Rams. He was my D coordinator for a year, so I've known Tim for a really long time. Obviously, I have a lot of respect for Coach Guerreri. Coach Johnson is a legend, and I've known him from just being in town, from when he first got here. And then Coach Knowles, over the last year and a half, I've been really thankful that even last year when I was in a different role, he really gave me a lot of autonomy with kind of how to handle the room. I think the only thing that's really changed a whole lot was the fact of the recruiting part actually going on the road. You know what I mean? So a lot of the work is similar. The routine is really similar. And so I think maybe last year at times when he wanted to send a certain message, he would come in and send the message. He always gave me a lot of autonomy last year, which I'm grateful for.
I mean, good linebackers always going to thank his defensive line, especially his defensive tackles, and have a guy like Ty Hamilton and Tyleik Williams in front of you has to really make you guys feel good.
Oh, I mean, they make so many plays. I mean, when you have a defense that has the two big guys inside a D tackle that can make so many tackles like they do, your backers can just go play. Yeah. And so I think Sonny and Arvell and Cody, those guys, they got to give thank you cards maybe every week to our D tackles.
Exactly.
All the best Saturday and all the best next week with a new arrival coming.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. That is Linebackers coach James Laurinaitis. Join us Saturday as Ohio State hosts Western Michigan. We'll be on the air from Ohio Stadium beginning at 6 p.m. The Ryan Day Show, presented by Roosters, has been brought to you statewide by Encova Insurance, the American Dairy Association Mideast, and by Credit Union of Ohio. For Skip Mossick, Colin Behringer, for Jim Lachey, Coach Ryan Day, and Coach James Laurinaitis, this is Paul Keels. Thanks for listening. This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio Wexner Medical Center, the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
Men, if erectile dysfunction is affecting you, getting treated could have a dramatic impact on your relationship and your outlook on life. But it's also important where you get treated, because your health matters. And working with an organization that practices excellent medicine and has significant expertise in men's sexual health can often result in a far better outcome. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're seeking a quality provider to treat your ED or are just not satisfied with your current situation, call us. We'll show you a true 5-star experience and work with you to find the right treatment for your specific medical situation. At Tri-State Men's Health, we truly are experts in men's sexual health, but it's more than that. Unlike the online pill pushers or so-called men's clinics that only offer one or a few treatment options, we offer the full spectrum of ED protocols. We can even use combinative therapies for better results. At Tri-State Men's Health, your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Picture this, the perfect summer barbecue. No stress, no responsibilities, just all your friends, burgers and hot dogs on the grill, and a delicious, refreshing Pepsi Zero Sugar in your hand. Sounds nice, doesn't it? Burgers sizzling, hot dogs cooking, Pepsi Zero Sugar fizzing, and a backyard of very, very happy people. Oh yeah, we could get used to this. Very, very used to this. Pepsi, the official beverage of Grill's Night Out.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
This is Paul Keels for Nature Stone Flooring, a unique blend of natural stone and their specially formulated epoxy expertly installed over existing concrete. Nature Stone is the only flooring solution for garages, basements, and indoor spaces. Family owned and operated since 1989, no other company or product can match the features, benefits, and unconditional warranty of an authentic Nature Stone floor. Visit naturestone.com today and schedule your cost estimate. Act now and save up to 50% off any Nature Stone floor.